Jake Lloyd Bacon, we changed the world.
That's right, Scott Narver. Last week, we let our voices be heard, and heard they were, God damn it.
The WWE took notice and listened to exactly what we said.
Yeah, we got R-Truth back.
What? No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought it was because R-Truth is back, and we complained, and now he's back.
No. We let them know that Carlito being fired is just fine.
Oh, okay, that tracks.
R-Truth returns to WWE and more this week on Pro Wrestling Palskis.
Hey, Scott Narver.
Hey, Jake Lloyd Bacon.
Hello to everybody out there tuning in the PWP universe. We appreciate you guys listening. My apologies, my continued apologies for not being live for another episode. Fucking life just gets in the way.
Someone's going after Goldberg's streak,
of
but a disappointment.
Of podcasting. Yep. Just as disappointing as Goldberg. That's
not a thing.
That's what I heard. Mike Lucas, current PWP champion, for the month of June. I think I might have misspoke last week when he won. I think I said that maybe he now has the new record for all time, but I think he might just be tied. Let me see. Maybe I could.
You also said someone I could handily beat in a fight. So I don't know if you want to stand by any of these remarks that you made.
Alrighty. No, I don't want to stand by anything.
And then you said far more smoochable.
Yeah. So, Mike Lucas is one behind Gilbert. I think I said he was tied, but he's actually still one behind. Gilbert Short still has the all-time wins at 8.
Okay.
But Mike Lucas is now at 7 victories. So listen, if you want to make sure that, if you're a big fan of Gilbert and you don't want the streak to be tied or broken, well, head on over to patreon.com/PWPalskis, become a patron, get your name entered into the championship battle royal.
And you can stack the deck in your favor.
Yeah, as many entries as you want to pay for it, because this is not fair. We do not operate fairly. It is,
but it is like a fair where it's not fair.
Yes, yeah, it is. As many,
it's rigged.
It's completely rigged. As many
entries as you want to purchase
tokens,
via $5 increments.
Yeah,
you can stack it up, man. You can just unbalance this game in your way, every way that you want, and just make it yours.
Have you ever won a raffle like that where you like got the little ticket and then they called the number and it was your number? I don't think I've ever won one of those my entire life.
I think once, and it was real small potatoes.
Oh yeah. It was,
yeah,
it was at the potato fair.
Potato.
Right. Yes, of course. Well, all right. You guys know all the shit. This is the shit that we do. We're the Pro Wrestling Palskis. Go to the places and spend your money on us. Do you want to know who is not small potatoes? The victors
I don't know where you're going with this. So
the victors of the Money in the Bank matches. I was trying to do a comedic segue because nobody cares.
I see.
Nobody cares.
They're big onions because they make you cry.
Did you watch all of Money in the Bank last night?
I did.
At time of recording.
How do you know how long the show was by chance?
2.5, 3 hours. I don't know. It wasn't that many matches, and they added one. I think it was only 5.
They added one. It took me a very long time to get through the show. It was a little frustrating with just life circumstances, but thankfully I got wind of it as it was starting, because whenever I hear about it, I go like, oh, I already missed half the show.
Sure.
When it's live, and I'm like, oh, I'll watch the replay. But then there's always that, like, you have to wait an extra little while.
Yeah, because it's not immediate.
I managed to catch it pretty fast, and then I was able to pause it as it went on. I'm surprised that Peacock didn't end the live stream or like push it off too far.
I think you get like an hour and change where you can still be in the original broadcast without it just stopping.
Yeah, it kept working for me. So I was
great.
I never checked. I never rewound either because I thought if I do anything, it's gonna boot me.
Don't do that.
So I want to see all the nipple slips.
I love that trying to navigate a live event on Peacock is the equivalent of like being the dude from the Hurt Locker, where it's just like it's a bomb and you really need to be very careful. Otherwise the entire thing is going to fucking blow.
Yeah. Cause if you're not careful with that bomb, then a snowplow is going to get you.
Anyways, listen, we're not going to do a whole review of it because I don't think Scott and I really enjoyed the program.
It wasn't horrible.
Yeah,
but I didn't particularly enjoy it.
I don't think I cared. That's the problem. Yeah, is that it wasn't like atrocious, but I also didn't care. I will say the women's match was rough. I feel like there's a lot of talented people, and although I do think that we have a massive like character problem in the women's division. Like these women all look exactly the fucking same. I'm talking about like their ring gear. Like they're all wearing
when we get the new crop that all come at the same time.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of focus on any of them to have a big personality, a big character. It's just like, look, they're all new and they're all hungry. Like, okay.
Yeah. They're all kind of the same. They're all a first name, last name. They're all.
We've done this Team Bad and we've done all the groups of like, look, there's a bunch of them coming in all at the same time. It's like, yeah, well, do we always need to do it like this?
I think you mean the submission sorority.
Any of that shit to fucking, they brought in Bang Bus. Brought in.
Exactly. But no, I mean, it's literally.
Hold on. My favorite part of the whole women's match was indeed the entrance because it finally saw something that I've just kind of been thinking about as a joke, but then it came to fruition.
Okay.
Julia comes out and it's the entrance where there's two screens on both sides because it's, what would you say? Like there's an entryway and then there's just a little cover above. Sure. And then there's the two screens on the sides and it says her name twice.
Right.
And to me,
Julia Gulia.
I go, Julia Gulia.
From Wedding Singer.
Yeah. That's what I see.
I love it. I love everything about that. That's my favorite. It's spelled
with a G, which they say it's Julia, but I'm like, it's Gulia.
Yeah.
So when they say Julia, I'm like, Julia Gulia. And then it's there. It's actualized. And I go, Julia Gulia. And I just want the commentators to be Adam Sandler and the fiance. And they have that little exchange.
But yeah, I had a complaint that Stephanie Vaquer and Roxanne Perez were literally dressed like tag team partners in the exact same color green. It's every outfit is just like a bunch of straps, some lace or fishnets. It's a bunch of unnecessary leather and pleather, and there's studs and there's shit that hangs off that doesn't have any purpose. And it's, you know,
they were near Hollywood, you know, they got those hustler stores.
Yeah, Naomi stood out in such a great way. I mean, even with Rhea there, like I love Rhea, but everybody's kind of dressing like Rhea now. And even Rhea was kind of dressing a little bit like Alexa Bliss and people before her, where it's just that sort of like, but she's trimmed it down to make it specifically like minimal. She doesn't have a bunch of extra shit all over the place all the time.
Rhea can do no wrong, sir.
All right, I apologize. But you get what I'm trying to say.
It was exciting when she came out though, because she was taller than the top rope. So that was exciting. It's like, oh, there's someone with the advantage in this matchup that we should talk about that. Someone who can actually get to the briefcase faster than anyone because she's tall.
But yeah, I don't know. My big issue with the match itself was that it was just too much. Like, why are you're in a every woman for themselves match where the whole point is to hurry up and get the thing when nobody else can get it. And you're like constantly turning back to look at another group of women fighting each other so that you can synchronize moves like 3 different times in the match. And it's like, why don't you do your move first? And then when the other woman is doing the move to her opponent, you can run up the ladder and win the match. That's so important. It was just a lot of that. There was a lot of, and by the way, I'm not just picking on the women because the men's match had a lot of the same problems. The best spot in the men's match was the one that didn't feel like it was overly telegraphed and like planned out. It was just a lot of waiting around. I kind of feel like I
agree. The best spot in the men's match was Jacob Fatu.
Okay, well, there's that. But so anyways, yeah, I don't know. Women's match. I'm glad that Naomi won. I think I was surprised I didn't see her winning it, but I'm glad. I like her. It's fun watching her as a heel. I think it's unique. I think she's doing something new. I don't know that people cared, but
That was a huge ovation.
Yeah. I guess I mean like as far as like those
in the long term.
Yeah.
I certainly didn't expect Naomi to win. I think Naomi is through our discussions that more has been exposed where I get excited when I see her and think of her as a person and a personality. I go, oh, cool, Naomi.
Right.
The bell rings and I go, oh no.
Right.
The toilet seat.
I love
from
her.
War Games.
Oh, right.
Will never go away.
Right. Yep.
There was a kick in this. There's just the occasional dance-like move, and I go, huh, I'm not into it.
Yep.
And then the bell rings again, and I go, hey, good for Naomi. Yeah. That's fun.
And we have the exact same experience. We're like, I love her. She's great. Don't care watching her wrestle.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, I am glad that she, like, I don't know, when her career is over and you see how long she's been wrestling and you see all the things she's done and you go like, yeah, I want her to be a Money in the Bank winner. I know that maybe that's not how we should be writing wrestling television, but you know, I feel the same way about Truth and people like that. It's like, no, I want these people to have some of these accolades. But yeah, I didn't really care about the IC title match. You know, I mean, Octagon Jr. is, you know, fun that he's there and, you know, but
he was birthed from an octagon.
Yeah.
He's Octagon Jr. You didn't think he was going to take it?
Did not think he was going to take it. No. Don't know why. Just didn't have a feeling in my heart.
I was just excited to see Dominic in front of an LA crowd.
Yeah.
That was about the extent of it where I wanted to see, is he cheered initially? Because it's like, yeah, we love to boo you.
Right.
But then are they going to actually boo him or are they going to be into him the whole time? Sorry, Octagon Jr. They don't give a fuck about you. Yeah. You can jump around all you want. And you'll get some like, hey, that was cool. But fuck you. We love Dominic.
Dom is going to be the biggest baby face in this company at some point.
He'll be up there. I don't know if he'll be the biggest.
I mean, like, yeah, at some point, I'm trying to think of like, there was that brief run where everybody was just like, Sammy's the guy, you know, and you know, like, I feel like there's these little moments where we pick the fan favorite, regardless of whether or not they're the person with the title, you know,
the long term.
Yeah. But yeah, men's Money in the Bank match was, you know, the best.
What the fuck?
It was just really sloppy. There was too much shit with the two groups. And you said that Jacob Fatu was the best thing about it, but I just couldn't stand that they like came out to music. Like, why in a match where people are trying to rush to get something where you're not pinning somebody? Why is anybody coming out to music and everybody just stopping and staring at it? Like, it's very silly to me.
You can have the good guys show up to music to get the reaction from the crowd. I'm all for that. Stone Cold has convinced me of that when it becomes the major marquee player.
You know, that's
because the pop is what's worth it.
I get it, but the
bad guys though, don't do it.
But also, there's a big difference between the glass breaking and Stone Cold fucking stomping to the ring than like music playing and then waiting for the second verse where they're supposed to come out and then the slow walked and the hitting the fans. And, you know, there's a big difference between those two things.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any of that. It's just him and JC Mateo that are just
right.
They're slow. They're not trying to win Money in the Bank, so it doesn't matter.
That's fair.
He had evil good guy intentions.
Well, he helped Solo until he didn't help Solo.
Until Solo didn't understand that he had no control of his left foot.
It seems weird. I feel like my brain is sending a signal to my leg, but it's not operating.
Is there quicksand on these ladders? What's going on?
How do we get a quicksand match in WWE? Come on. Let's get that going.
Solo has certainly livened up in personality. I had not seen. I haven't seen him a whole lot lately. That's just
same
me and my failures. But
same.
Me and your. The fact that his like mockery level has gone up way high.
The very beginning of the match, he was hilarious. I really dug him joining in to team up on Seth, and then turning around and being like, "Yeah, we're all in it together, guys," and like being funny.
LA night, yeah.
And then him doing everybody's moves as he was fighting them. He had a lot of personality, which I really dug.
Yeah, it was cool to see that side of him because I was getting the feeling, oh, okay, maybe he's the guy. Now it should be LA Knight because for God's sakes, how long can we maintain not giving him something major, take him to the next level?
And
we'll just keep doing it. Cool.
That's the spot I was referring to earlier, where that's the best spot on the entire of all of these ladder spots. There were these crazy things with fucking Canadian destroyers and sunset flip power bombs and all these crazy flippy dippy shit. When he grabs, is it Americano, I think, and just fucking does that, like, you know, regular side suplex off the fucking ladder. It happened so abruptly. It's so scary. It's so simple. It felt authentic. It didn't feel like, oh, they're going to get ready to do something now. That's the best. Yeah. That was the best spot of the entire night. We didn't need 4 ladders to achieve it. And we didn't need, you know,
we needed staring. A fireball ladder.
Oh God, the fireball ladder.
Other than Seth Rollins winning another thing and in the group that has no personality, no name, no anything, I'm done with, I've been done with Seth for a while, and this is more done. But it was kind of cute for a little bit to have some matches be endorsed by something and go, hey, look, there's a Cinnamon Toast Crunch
dude wipes
match for father and son beating the shit out of each other. That's fun. Hey, look, there's ass wipe match. That's interesting. But now that we're getting product placement on the props, we're getting Cash App, Money in the Bank briefcases.
Yeah, we're getting the
7-Eleven fireball ladders,
turnbuckles.
That are no. I'm talking about stuff that's in play.
I know. I understand. Yeah.
So them saying before and them having that vignette of, well, guys, put that fireball ladder out there so I know that it's for me.
Well,
I mean,
fireball?
El Grande Americano.
Right.
That is now the run-in.
Right.
I know the match can't end until the fireball ladder fucking shows up.
Absolutely. Yep.
So it's just getting like that's starting to make me check out too, where everything is got a stamp on it, and I go, I don't want all the props and everything to all be sponsored. Vince is spinning in his grave.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a bummer. I wanted to like the 2 Money in the Bank matches, but I kind of just found myself not really caring. Yeah, Jacob turns. Okay, that's fun. People seem to like it. I mean, the crowd was hot. Everybody enjoyed it, but it did also like.
I'm all for that. That's great.
But it felt like it took away from, and also it didn't make sense in the lead up. I almost would have just rathered him just come out by himself and cost the fact that he came out and beat up everybody else and like helped him up until that point. It seems like a silly. I don't know. It was all just a little bit muddy. It was very muddy.
He's a Samoan werewolf.
All right. So the moon wasn't up yet. He needed that full moon.
There's a full moon, all right.
Something's tiny.
Yeah, I'm all for that. I like him destroying everybody and doing that. But when it came to all the other players, and it came to it's not LA Knight, it's Seth and all that. Again, it's like I just don't give a fuck when it's that.
Yep.
But I dug the main event.
Main event was the best.
I was into that.
Was the best thing of the night for sure, despite the fact that, I still just don't want to watch anything with Logan Paul at all. I feel I'm upset that, I do want to watch Cena's matches for his last year. And so they're making me watch Logan Paul because I want to see the Cena matches. With that said, I do think if you're going to have all this gaudy, look at how futuristic this production is and the tech stuff, the spot with the drone, fun way to do it. It was weird that he was so locked out as he was holding it for that spot, but I liked when he took the splash and went flying.
And the ref didn't remove it.
Well, he did.
Didn't he
immediately after the splash?
No.
Oh,
it took a while.
I missed that.
For as many fucking hair extensions and tassels that fall down, and the ref immediately like, kicking his foot to get it out of the ring. Right. That drone was sitting there for a good while.
Oh, interesting.
Whether he's like, the propellers might cut me. I don't know. But I thought it was going to be someone's going to pick up the drone and then clock someone in the head with it.
But it was a fun match. And, Cena's being very good at being a heel.
I think this was a great way to also utilize Logan Paul for this.
Sure.
To put him in a situation where I love how just the locker room presenting is going like basically what they used to do to The Miz, where it's like a reality show TV star.
Right.
You don't want him as the fucking champ. A YouTuber? Gross. We do big numbers on YouTube. YouTube? Oh, fucking disgusting that he'll be champion. So John Cena utilizing this and going like he's a big star and I'm going to take him under my wing.
Right.
And I'll do this to have that collective like, well, Cena, look, we want to like you, but don't hang around Logan Paul for God's sakes.
Right.
And that they couldn't get along ultimately. I think all that was played out really, really well for that and going after
the fact that they had those moments where they didn't communicate well. And even though the hot tag there was a little bit wonky because they were both like, oh my God, he tagged. Let's all stand around and get hit. And that had a little bit of that like bad action movie
like,
vibe.
Shove one another.
Yeah. Or why didn't he just double clothesline both of them at the same time instead of waiting for one to attack and then waiting for the other attack like a fucking Power Ranger?
Don't look behind you. Just go.
Right.
This should have been Saturday night's main event.
I kind of agree there. But
I know Money in the Bank, this, that, and the other, but it's got the
truth.
That would have been really fun. At least this wasn't interrupted by commercials, though. So I guess there's that.
Absolutely. But the whole thing kind of culminates with Cena hitting Cody with the belt. Or was it Cody or was it who did he hit? I can't remember who he clocked. Hit somebody with the belt. But then out of the crowd comes R-Truth in a hoodie. And that and a mask that he struggled to get off. Yeah, sure.
And other things, because we can always be okay knowing that it's a white guy coming in the crowd and we can see some exposed skin, and that's fine. We know, hey, there's so many white guys in wrestling. Like, which one could it be?
Right.
But we have to hide any hint that it could be a black guy.
Right. But pulls off his hood after fighting with it for a second or two, and there is R-Truth. After our whole ordeal last week about how could they get rid of R-Truth, he's back. And I guess that's Money in the Bank, and I guess that'll bring us right into our news, right?
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen throughout this past week of, obviously there are chants at shows, TV and live events where people saying, we want R-Truth. Social media clips. I had seen some TikToks. So anytime a WWE TikTok had popped up, all the comments, and I scrolled for a while, it was all "we want truth."
Wow.
That was it. I mean, there could be replies to those comments where someone might eventually be saying something else, but it was just flooded with "we want truth." And now if we're going to provide clarification on the story, sorry, because there's different stories amongst this.
Yeah, it's all hearsay and different people confirming opposite things.
So I'll attempt to read with all these fucking ads popping up on these wrestling news websites. That when R-Truth, when this moment happened, someone had posted, I'm going to attempt to bring up the tweet here. For God's sakes, that R-Truth had responded with no work.
No work, right.
That someone had said like, oh man, this is the biggest thing that ever happened. I can't believe this all did. And we were all worked. Oh, here we go. Now it's finally loading. At Fadeaway Media says, this was one of the greatest moments in history. We all got worked. R-Truth is back in WWE. Ron Killings replies with no work.
And at the exact same time, maybe at the exact same time, I don't know. The Triple H press conference after the event. Did you see that one?
Yes, that's the other.
He came off like such a douchebag. It bothered me so much. So somebody pretty much just said, this
was an actual news outlet. It was USA Today.
Right. Stop having press conferences if you don't want press people to ask press questions. Somebody asked Triple H, and I'm going to paraphrase. Maybe if you have it up.
From USA Today.
Pretty much just said, what was the decision to bring Truth back? Was it because of the outpouring? Was it, did the chants in the social media, backlash make you guys think, okay, we want to keep in business with this guy? And Triple H just smugly goes like, yeah, good question. Let me ask you, did you enjoy the show? It's all part of the show. And the way he said it,
part of the show, man.
I never wanted to smack Triple H so hard in my fucking life. He was like a petulant child. It was just so smug and, it just very off-putting to me.
Yeah, this is what I'm often reminded of, the Triple H that I think of when I know he's got so much goodwill now.
Right.
But there are plenty of moments throughout the history of time where it's, oh man, Sean screwed Brett. Like, yeah, who was right there with him?
Right.
Who was right there in the documentary constantly saying like, fuck that guy?
Who knew? Yeah. Who was getting yelled at by fucking Brett's wife.
And
putting his head down like a little kid going, I don't know.
I've heard stories about Triple H all throughout the years. I mean, one of my favorites is, I'm not going to say who the writer was that told me the story, but I knew a former WWE writer who presented Triple H with the script of the show, went to his private locker room.
Okay.
Where he wasn't dressing with the boys, went to his private locker room, knocked on the door. Triple H takes the script, starts thumbing through it and goes, do I win? And the guy goes, no, actually and Triple H threw the script back at him and says, bring it back when I win.
Oof.
And that's just a story. And that's the later aughts when it's not, 2002 or something where I need this. You've had this. You're good. You're fine. So, they're all fucking awful. They're all fucking stupid.
Carnies.
And
just a bunch of carnies.
And this shit where it's, okay. It's all part of the show. Cool. Can we ask Sarah Logan and Carlito also? Right. Is it just all part of the show?
Right.
You laid people off. Like this wasn't all part of the show.
I didn't even think of it that way, but the way that you're explaining it, it felt, you're right. It feels like damage control because you did something stupid and you're trying to say,
no, they fired her too.
We didn't.
Dakota Kai, she's gone.
It's like he's trying to say, guys, we wouldn't really fire R-Truth. We see how much you guys are upset by that, and that's why we would never do that. I didn't even think of it that way. I thought he was just being smarmy. But yeah, it is. It could also just be like we know what we're doing.
We know what we're doing. Look, decisions weren't made that would upset you because you're fine with the other two we just let go, right? Like Carlito and Sarah Logan, those are fine?
Yeah, cool. Fuck them. Nobody cares about them.
Yeah, there wasn't an outcry for them, so that's not part of this narrative of what's going on. Like, it would have been so much nicer to hear, but I'm sure family and his administrative friends don't think this way, where to just admit fault.
Right.
Even if it's not his decision, even if he just wants to fall on the sword and go, like, look, yes, there were decisions made or negotiations of a contract couldn't be reached.
Right.
And we weren't sure how big of a mistake we were making.
Right.
We saw within a week how big of a mistake that we made.
Right.
So we corrected that mistake tonight. Because it turns out this one guy, John Cena, wants to ruin wrestling. And then it felt like we were ruining wrestling and we don't want to do that. So we hired R-Truth back. Like, just fucking, why not give yourselves the credit of, hey, you made a giant fuck up, did we? Because we just hired R-Truth.
Right.
Yeah, but you fired him. We just hired him. Okay.
And then there's the well, we did fire R-Truth, but we hired Ron Killings. Like that's right. Because they immediately released a Ron Killings t-shirt. So apparently now he's going to be going by his real name. It's all just very silly.
Look, we fired the guy with brain damage, but we hired the guy who's mentally competent. But wait, we like the brain damage guy. Oh, he's all serious now. You should fire him. Ultimately, it is what we wanted. It is what we were asking for. It's that dude should have a paycheck. He should be on TV. R-Truth should be there. He shouldn't be ousted. We shouldn't have to settle for other versions of it or something where it's like, oh, he's showing up in AEW and he's doing that thing where he thinks it's WWE. but I don't really want to watch that whole show.
Which, by the way, I've now heard it on like, what's fucking Bubba's dumb show called?
Bubba the Love Sponge?
No, the other one. Bully Bubba, whatever his show is called. I've heard them talk about that and pitch that bit. I've heard that. Okay. I've heard that premise now everywhere, which means that had it actually happened, it would have been terrible because everybody would have been like, "Yeah, we've all been talking about this for fucking 3 weeks now.
We all got ahead of it."
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, ultimately that was great. That was an extraordinary moment, and for it to be him going after Cena, so the possibility of these moments, right? Like these are the moments that we as wrestling fans get so excited for, and whether or not that's a follow through, because this is really on Triple H now. Now the booking is on Triple H, where this is Daniel Bryan fighting for the title.
Yep.
This is the unstoppable momentum of Cody. This is, I'm trying to think of some where the ball was kind of dropped more so than they followed through with it.
Ryback, when people really liked him, maybe. I don't know. Like there was a very brief window when everybody was really hot on Ryback. When
it's like you're not listening to us, so you better fucking listen to us.
Kofi,
yeah, we start to drop off. Like, what's going to happen here? We wanted this dude back so bad. He was just doing a thing with Cena, and now he came back and attacked Cena.
Right?
Are we actually going to get? And if it's not winning the title, okay, but are we actually going to get some major wrestling match between the two?
Right.
Is it not just a kind of funny Cena beat him really handily and it's over? Are we going to get like a main event version of R-Truth?
I mean, they have set the stage for a title rematch. Or wait, was it for the title versus R-Truth? I don't remember.
No.
Okay, so we've set, the stage for a potential rematch. Like, there's a photo, as long as there's a photo of R-Truth holding the title in the ring, they can have that. They can put that on screen, and they could have, Ron Killing's challenge for the world championship. And they can, and then what they can do is they can pretend like the 24/7 title was actually meaningful, and they can say, here's the guy with the most world title championship wins in history, and here's the guy with the most singles championships in WWE history, and they can make it seem more legitimate. And,
of all things, to actually go, look, 24/7 title, a lot of people laughed at, and it was a joke, and it was silly. It could be fought for at any time, and that's not our normal titles.
Right.
But a guy who is able to get it back and retain it, or get it back all the time, and knows how to get a win faster than anyone on the planet.
Yeah, there you go.
Over and over and over again, he's got a chance. And that's what I would do to tell the story in the ring, is just have R-Truth constantly trying to get
stealing that
quick fucking victories on him.
Right.
If a guy is losing his step and is retiring, he's a guy who has the opportunity to be faster than him.
Yeah, I mean, so, it's all of the ingredients are there to tell that story if they want. So, but yeah, we don't have any confirmation of whether or not this whole thing was indeed a work or wasn't. I don't think it was. I would almost guarantee.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I would almost guarantee it was not a work. They did let him go, and then they felt fucking stupid because they don't know their audience as much as they say they do. And maybe there is maybe Nick, this is wasn't a Triple H thing, and maybe this was just simply like a con thing where he was like, "Yep, we're cutting these contracts." Like we talked about last week, R-Truth's contract is probably pretty big, even though he's not a big main eventer. I'm sure because he's been there for so long,
all those re-ups always increase.
So I'm sure that they potentially could have saved a lot of money by not renewing his contract. And so that to me seems like just business. That seems like capitalism. And then they went, oh, fuck, well, let's bring him back. And people are chanting, we want truth during our main events with the guys that were paying a whole lot of money to, get their attention. This is not good.
Yeah, this is annoying.
It's annoying. Yep. We can't post anything on social without people writing, we want truth or whatever. So whether or not it's, that was the other thing I saw. I don't know if that's part of your news there, but I saw that, again, I don't know what's trustworthy, but so take all of this with a grain of salt, but that apparently the new contract that Truth does have is like not a traditional, like it's like a limited appearance kind of thing so that he can have a run, but not a like, here's another 10 years or however many years. It's
then a multi-year contract.
Yeah, apparently it's a different type of appearance-based contract, similar to the kinds.
So he's like Brock Lesnar or Undertaker.
I was just going to
now.
say, he's kind of like Cena and Lesnar, yeah. But I don't know. Would you want to see him beat John Cena for the World Heavyweight Championship?
Yeah, I mean, when we were talking about what we wanted for Cena in the last year, a few months back on this program, I was happy to take them being tag team champions.
Right. Yeah. Same.
Not foreseeing that Cena would turn heel or any of that, but something where they get to have something between them, because R-Truth has created such a fun, non-existent history between the two characters.
Yeah. Delusions, I believe, is the word we're looking for.
That Capital Punishment match that happened years and years and years ago is not amazing. It's kind of wonky, but this is also in the era of how much did they actually get to wrestle and work out timing and do any of that shit. Yeah, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see R-Truth be taken seriously, or just at a main event level, even if this is the same character that's hilarious.
Right.
The guy can go. The guy has been able to go forever, and just because he's funny, there's no reason why he can't be in a main event spot like that.
100%.
So yeah, I'd love to watch it.
Yeah, me too. I don't have faith that they would do that. I think that they're going to keep their big marquee title changes. But I mean, the reality is now that Money in the Bank is in play, you could have him beat Cena and then have someone cash in, or have Seth rather, someone. I blocked out who it would be.
Naomi.
Have Naomi cash in on him. And then it's like, all right, well, he beat him, but he's not the world champion. He lost it quickly or something. I don't know. They've got all their outs. But that's kind of where we're standing right now.
Yeah.
Was there any other news that you wanted to get into for the week?
Sure. There's a couple of things to go into. On the successful side of things, Jim Ross is back home after following colon cancer surgery. So he says he's made it home from the hospital, but feeling rugged. Need to kick out. I'm trying.
Wow.
So it sounds like it's all going well.
That's good.
And he's, I don't know to what extent all this sort of goes with cancer surgeries, but I'm hoping he's got family and friends and, medical help, all that is needed and required, and that he's doing the best he can. And some main event mustard.
Obviously, that's the most important.
Make it all better.
Yeah, I don't really know much about his personal life. I don't know if he's married, if he's got kids or grandkids. Does he have... I don't really know anything about his personal life. I never read Underneath the Hat or whatever the fuck it was called.
I know he's got kids. I don't think he is married. I think the last wife that he had, Jan, I know that she had passed.
Gotcha.
Due to an unfortunate accident, but I don't think he has remarried.
Gotcha.
So he's just a swinging badger. Look out, nurses. You're going to get some butts pinched. But in less successful news, Ric Flair has been diagnosed with skin cancer for the second time.
I mean, who would have thought that all the tanning was bad for you?
Well, John Cena found that out too, I guess. That's why he doesn't tan anymore or do any of that.
Oh, really? Is that a true thing? I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, that he had a skin cancer scare.
Oh shit, I never knew that. Yeah.
That's why he's as pale as he is these days.
Shame.
He's just like, nope, no more of that.
Sheamus is pissed. Sheamus is like, come on, everybody, this is my shit. You're encroaching on my shit here.
Yeah, I'm skin cancerless.
Finally got rid of Aiden English, and now I'm pale. I'm, reclaim my title as palest guy on the roster.
Sure. So hopefully good things for Rick in that regard. Don't want the man to have skin cancer.
Not at all.
Just cancellations on social medias every so often. And then in the saddest news of them all, and we'll end on a higher note, everybody. Don't you worry.
I'm like, wait, what? I feel like we're kind of getting to the end here.
Abaddon is departing AEW as contract is not renewed. Now, have I checked AEW social media to see if everyone's saying we want Abaddon? It's a little harder to say than we want truth. We want Abaddon. But I don't think it's being said.
Abba, don't fire Abaddon.
Abba, don't fuck this one up, you guys, for reals, though.
Abaddon and on and on and on.
I'd like to read what she wrote. This was sent to me originally by a friend of the show, Mark Warzaka. And I'm not going to tell you whether I laughed or not, but I'm going to read what
okay.
Abaddon
Alrighty.
wrote on social media. What Abaddon wrote on their Instagram.
Alrighty.
My time with AEW is coming to an end. My contract expires in June, and I will not be renewed. The emotions I'm currently trying to manage are incredibly difficult and full of conflict as I reflect on my time there.
Ooh.
My goal is to not let this be it for me, because I love wrestling too much to just stop. I've put in a lot of hard work that I will now be able to showcase more often. While my heart is currently broken, you can bet that I'm still going to show up for training next week. If you're looking to book me, please send an email to bookabaddonhere@gmail.com. Thank you.
God, it must be exhausting. Just being a pro wrestler in the modern age where everything is just like, for booking purposes, reach out to something talent at gmail.com, because it's literally just like some guy.
And I'm not great at the business side of any entertainment, anything.
Neither one of us are. I haven't posted. We made a whole episode last week called the R-Truth clickbait episode. Neither of us posted it on social media. You can't have clickbait if you don't post it on social media. We're bad at this.
Well, another thing that she wrote that wasn't on here, and I had to bring it up to check again. She actually did write, you can officially book me here, bookabaddonhere@gmail.com. No podcasts.
Thank you. Hilarious.
Because, you want to keep the character going. Clearly.
Oh, right. Yeah. And
you want to preserve all that of like creature that doesn't speak and all that. But even before that, Jim, nothing says, boy, I should really book this person who's going to go train after working for 5 years at a company, who's acknowledging like out there in the world that it's like, well, I got to still go train.
Right.
It's not saying like I'm going to hit the gym. It sounds like I'm still
learning. I'm still
school.
Learning. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't read right.
I'm trying to work on my arm drags.
Yeah, to me that's what it read like, and I was like, dude, don't say that.
I could see that.
Like, I'm unleashed now upon the world, and if you want me to show up there, you can book me here at this. No podcast, thank you. So, Jake, sorry, we're not getting Abaddon.
Well, I mean,
unless we're a long form discussion show.
There's still a possibility that we'll get Sarah Logan. I couldn't remember the character. I couldn't remember what her name ended up being.
Valhalla.
There's still a chance for Valhalla, so we're holding out.
Darn tootin'. And hey, the big bad story this week. It's great news. For everybody that loved the end of WrestleMania last year, who were in Vegas, that, hey, guess what? Who'd have thunk it? Las Vegas is going to be the home for WrestleMania 42.
Did you see the ad where Triple H says, I've always said anything good worth doing is worth doing twice. What is this, your ad campaign?
Never have I thought Killed the Town was something that I've seen in recent times of like a better example than what WrestleMania 42 was, of just the ending with Travis Scott and all that. And they go, you know what? Let's back.
Roll it back again. Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, New Orleans. Go fuck yourselves. You're going to get a Money in the Bank at some point. But we're heading right back to Vegas for not tax breaks or whatever. It's not going to be just for a shit ton of money. No way. It's because we love Vegas. We love what we did there. The flights were easy. Just more stuff when it's just on the surface and you go, this feels fucking gross.
Yeah.
Such a bummer.
Yeah. I think that WWE is in a really interesting place right now because they've got a lot of really good things going.
Yeah. The shows for the most part are just, it's so much, it's presented so much better. It's so much easier to digest. Yeah. There's stuff about it where you're like, so many ads, so many fucking endorsements, that stuff. But you go, well, I like Jey Uso. But you know what? Rhea Ripley fucking kicks ass. There's still parts about it where you go, I'm going to get through it because I like the characters that are presented this way.
Right. But it's still like the TKO era. And so at the end of the day, it's still just going to be like the corporate dollar. Like you said, we're fucking throwing advertising, just wait until the Slim Jim kendo stick. And you know what I mean? Like it's just going to become more and more and more.
The Hell in a Cell will be something.
Oh, fuck. What's the Hell in a Cell going to be?
Is there a famous cheese grater?
No. It's going to be the it's going to be what's their cellular provider that they
Earl's famous chicken coops, Hell in a Cell.
See, that's Earl doesn't have that kind of advertising budget.
Well, he's going to blow up though.
Oh, okay. I was going with like a cellular company, like Hell in a Cellular Wireless.
Oh, Cricket Wireless.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell in a Cell.
Exactly. This is one cell service you don't want to be a part of.
The only thing that gets out is reception.
There we go.
Oh, gross. And it's green? That's right. Yeah, there's going to be more shit. Like the Money in the Bank briefcase is gross.
Yeah.
It's now like a gross.
I'm only going to defend it in that at least it was like small and it wasn't like, I don't know. It felt like, they just put the little logo on the bottom of the briefcase. It wasn't like they incorporated it into the fucking logo. Or I don't know. I mean, anything is bad.
It's right there.
Yeah, but it's a fucking white briefcase. Of course, anything you're going to see is right there, but...
It's not white.
Isn't it white? Wasn't it white with blue or green letters?
No, they're all different colors. The ladies get one, the guys get one. Like it says Cash App right underneath. Like, also, how is it a briefcase where you're advertising an app, but then the Money in the Bank briefcase, they have to fucking stand there and talk to a referee and go like, here's what I'd like to do with the briefcase. We'll do the following thing. Like, no, then it has to be an app now. It has to be the Money in the Bank app. Whoever gets their phone,
you got to they
climb up the ladder, they can scan the QR code, and then it's on their phone, and they're the ones that have it. Like, make it app oriented now, because if you're going backwards with a fucking briefcase and then going forwards with an app, it's just going to be...
No,
it's gonna be more egregious weird shit.
When the
Slim Jim kendo stick.
When the economy collapses and banks no longer work, are we gonna have like cryptocurrency in the blockchain?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be like Dogecoin in the blockchain, and it's.
I think that's a tag team.
They're gonna open the briefcase and it's just gonna be a bunch of printouts of those monkey NFTs from a few years ago.
You mean Trump?
Yes, exactly.
Zing! Called him a monkey.
All right. Well, I think we did it. Did we do it?
I think we did it. We're taking the good with the bad. How do you guys feel about it? Is it a little slimy with all these endorsements now? Are we just overall happy the truth is back and Cena's just trying to ruin wrestling like a good old bad guy would? call us on their hotline, 747-666-5606. The hotline's always open. You can leave questions, comments for the show. Be heard. Tell your friends if they're like, oh, I want to do a wrestling podcast. Hey, just call into this show. They do all the fucking audio work, and then you can just be heard and plug your shit.
And the best part of it is that you won't be interrupted by either one of us because we just have to listen to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's by the law of the hotline.
Yep. The law of the hotline, 747-666-5606, like Scotty Boy said. You can also send a voice memo or any voice recording that you want to hotline at pwpalskis.com. That's hotline at pwpalskis.com. If you haven't, check out the shop over at pwpalskis.com. Get yourself some sweet merch. Get yourself a nice t-shirt, maybe a hat, maybe a mug, maybe a phone case. Get some new duds for the summertime.
Maybe some garters for the wedding.
Yeah, listen, you never know when you're going to need a garter for your weddings. A lot of summer weddings, I'm sure you'll all be going to.
Yeah.
Make sure you are doing all of the things in all of the places that we ask every week. But I think the most important one, of course, head on over to patreon.com/pwpalskis and become a patron.
Do it. Otherwise, this is going to be the fucking, we're going to get into the adamandeve.com news. And then we're going to have the fucking, the Corn Nuts WWE Encyclopedia segment.
Yeah. Welcome to the Blue Chew Hitman rating system.
Yeah, all that shit's going to happen.
By the way, I mentioned it, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was. I made the comprehensive spreadsheet for us, Scott, of all of the Hitman ratings that we've done so far.
Oh.
And we kind of
loves the stats.
We kind of fucked up from the first episode, or not, like the second episode to the Attitude Era one, because we did an episode that was all about tag teams, and we judged them as individuals, and then their tag team rating was the average of their individual scores. But when we did the Attitude Era, we judged APA as just a cohesive tag team. So we're kind of flip-flopped on our process here, but whatever.
Well, it sounds like we can do either one.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Either way, there are 25 names so far that we have rated.
That we've judged harshly.
With the very top of them being Ric Flair and Kurt Angle, and the very bottom being Gangrel and JD McDonough. And a lot in between. When you see them all next to each other.
If they gave Hart a score, JD McDonough would have a higher score.
You know what? You're not wrong.
He's a tough little fucker.
You're not wrong. We should add a tough little fucker category, or like special recognition for tough little fuckers. But this is fun. I look forward to doing another Hitman rating episode because I can incorporate this at the end where we can see where the people that we've done in that episode, where they fall in our hierarchy. Because when you see the hierarchy, there's definitely some things you go, oh shit, this person is higher than this person, but it's kind of just the way the cookie crumbles based on how the system works. So, yeah, some things in there are definitely surprising. But
well, nothing more surprising than my cat needing to go inside and go to the bathroom. So I'd like to thank all of our current Patreon Palskis. Go and support the show, get yourself entered into the monthly contest, and you choose watch alongs, all kinds of fun stuff. You can find all about it on our Patreon page. So thank you to Adrian Avina, AJ0314, Alex Pierce, Alice Rader, Andrea Beeler, Gilbert Short, Mass Llama, Mexican Stallion, Michael Beltran, Mike Lucas, the current PWP champ, Suicide, Tim Redbeard, Tom Hader, and Tony Griggs.
Thanks to each and every one of you for your continued support of the program. We would not, could not, should not do the show without you guys. We hope that you guys had fun joining us today. It's always a blast hanging out with you, the Pro Wrestling Palskis.
It's Dragon Wagon.